I don't know how long this will be, but this little clip has to do with abortions and kids and men and women and the family dynamics, a nuclear family. I mean, I don't give a shit what race you are. I think this actually applies to all of us. I mean, blacks might raise their kids a little differently than whites, and Asians will raise their kids differently than everybody else, and Indians will raise them completely. Like, I mean, however you want to look at it. I mean, but I think in the foundations on raising your kids and building your family, I think the basic foundation I think we all use. Um, you want your kids to do good. You want your kids to have a happy life. You want to have great memories with your kids. You don't want your kids to hurt, but life is life. Um, and I just don't understand, like, especially with the whole male female aspects. I don't get that. Um, because abortion, I'm sorry, I think is murder. Um, like my whole belief on that. Okay, abortion. Okay, with the whole three aspects. Okay, I believe that there's, molestation. I think that is a little that whole lot wrong, and I don't really blame you if you abort that kid because, to be real, I don't think anybody wants to give birth to their mom. No one wants to give birth to their son's kid or their daughter's kid or their dad's kid, their mom's kid. I mean, their uncle's kid. I mean, like, that's just weird. Okay, like I can't really. That's a tricky conflict because I understand the whole aspect that it's life. All right, so it's born. You're pregnant. You have the whole religious aspects. I mean, murder is, abortion is murder, but it's like, I mean, can you really fault them for, not wanting to give birth to their dad's kid? I mean, but on the same aspects, then you got, rape, and it's like, if it's some stranger, that's when it gets a little mocking, because if it's just somebody, I kind of feel a certain way that I don't feel the same way as I do with the incest. If you're raped, the child didn't do anything. The child didn't do anything. That's the rapist's fault. But at the same time, you can use that same aspects in molestation. All right. Then you have medical issues that you need an abortion. All right. I understand. Problems happen, and unfortunately, the best alternate choice is to terminate the kid. Otherwise, if you give birth to that kid, you might not be able to have any more because maybe that one abortion or that one child that you give birth to, um, destroys your uterus. And you can't have any more kids after that. Or you can kill that kid, save your uterus, heal it, fix it, and then you can have more kids. All right, but then you're playing a gamble. It's like, is that one kid worth your uterus? I mean, is that one kid not worth your uterus? And then you have just the hoochies that fucking want to fuck around and, find out and then have an abortion and just kill the kid because they want to be a whore. All right, and unfortunately, I believe the stats say that 90%, if not more, happen because of that, not because the others. It's because you hoochies want to be whores. All right, and I'm not trying to say that guys don't have a part to play on it, but you can't pick and choose when guys get to, have a say. It's like, have my kid, don't have my kid, hold it on my head, use kids to fucking trap a guy. Um, I don't have a say if you want to kill the kid. You don't have to get my okay with it. And it will take me a lot to fight for you to not do it. And I have a chance of losing my kid that you're pregnant with, losing money. All right, then I have to pay on a lawyer to stop you, to lose sleep, to lose my mind because you're trying to kill my kid. And why? Why are you trying to kill the kid? Because you want to get back at me? Because you want to hurt me? I mean, my phone is fucking up again. It's glitching. I don't know if it's a recording when it glitches, but I don't know. This whole men versus women thing, and I think I have 14%. I don't know how much power I have left, but I don't know. I'm gonna get up here and at least charge, because this topic plays a big heavy on me. Okay, because I mean, my mom was told by doctors to abort me. She said no, and look at me now. Now you guys have to deal with me. All right, but I've also no. I hope my girl never finds this video, but I mean, I had my ex and her girlfriend want to text me and tell me about how she wanted to have an abortion with my second child. All right, because she didn't want to have any more kids with me. So you thought about terminating our child because you're mad at me and didn't want to have any more kids by me. We don't get that say. All right, we don't get to have a say if you do or don't. Guys are second class citizens in this state, in this country, in this world, particularly in the West. Guys, we're meat sacks and just packets and wallets to women, especially nowadays. And then I mean, my girl now, I mean, she's pregnant with my son. She has one of my daughters. My ex has my other two daughters. And I'm about to have a son. And, so I got three daughters, and I have a stepdaughter that I'm helping raising and building into a beautiful woman that I hope, finds her way in the world without having to find her way and can find a good man to settle down with, just like my other two. And I hope my son has his head on straight and finds a good woman that, if he wants to settle down with, he can settle down with. I mean, I hate this to tell you, but life's sexist, right? And 90% of the time, sexist benefits women. You can love it, you can hate it, you can disagree with it, but it is what it is. Eat it. Because it's getting really cold. It's getting really cold out here for women. I'm 37, and by the time my oldest is 18, I mean, I'm going to be almost 50. We'll see what technology has then, because, I mean, I'm going to be making these videos for a while, because, I mean, they've been helping me deal with a lot of stuff. Um, but and when it comes to, like, single dads and single moms, I'm sorry, but single moms are L. I've given a few a chance to be with and be a role model to the kids and be there for them and love them and provide for them and try my best to be the man that they need. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Um, I'm not saying I have all the. I'm not saying I was perfect. I mean, I'll never say I'm perfect. And my phone's so glitching now, but guys aren't looking for stepmoms. If you meet a guy out there that has kids, he's not looking for a stepmom. He doesn't need a mom, all right, for his kids. They have one. They have a real one. They have a woman that gave birth to them. They have a woman that's there somewhat, all right, and he's loving them and being there for them, all right. Guys don't need a woman to come in and be stepmom to his kids. All right, he's being dad. He's loving them. He's being there for him. You can be respectful. You can be nice. You can be sweet to his kids. You could show them, you know, secretly, what a woman's supposed to be. Don't be up and, like trying to like show his mama, their mama, because then he has to deal with that. But guys aren't looking for stepmoms. They're not looking for people to take over the mom role with the kids. All right. The only problem is with women. I mean, you single moms. Most of them that I've seen, at least online and personally, you guys are looking for a stepdad. Whether the real dad is there or not, you're still looking for a stepdad. You guys come in a package deal, and I get that. I understand that. And honestly, from another parent, I respect that. And I do think that in aspects, if you get with a single mom, they do come as a package deal. But it's really hard for guys because he's supposed to come in there as a leader, protector, and provider. You guys don't know. You guys don't even understand the hassle and mental fuck game that does to men. Because now you have two men, especially if the guy's involved and there. Maybe not the best, maybe not the greatest, but he's there. All right. And you guys have history. You guys have a kid. Now another man is with, you know, your baby mom, his baby mom, and around his kid. And whether he's a good dad or a bad dad, he's gonna feel a certain way. He's gonna feel a certain way. That's just, whether he has a right to or not, he's going to. All right. And now this man has to step in there and try to have, because when the kid's gonna act up at the house, and it's not like, and it's gonna be in his. I mean, as long as he's a real man and not just looking for a place to squat, and like he's gonna feel a certain way and want to buck up to the kid and get him in line, you know, um, be a good male role model. And I think any man out there wouldn't have a problem with, you know, another man, checking his son when he's not around, as long as he does it the right way, you know, and comes to him and says, has a man-to-man talk with him and say, hey, I just spit shit real with him. I mean, I don't know where I don't know where you and her are. I don't know how you feel about her still. I don't know what's going on. I understand you have a son, but I mean, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be living there, and I ain't gonna put up with shenanigans. I'm not gonna tolerate shit. I'm not gonna have him disrespect his mom. Um, what's up? How do you feel with this shit? What's going on? Have a real talk with him. If you're gonna be with a single mom, be with a single mom. I mean, I'm not telling you to not be, but just know the ins and outs what you're dealing with. Um, my ex has got a son from a previous relationship that I was there 90% of the time. Than his father. I was there. All right. I played with him. I made him laugh. I changed his diapers. You know, I gave him, my time, my money, my SSI, trying to find other work to be there for him. I'm sorry it didn't work out. I'm sorry I didn't find work. But compared to, your SO fucking dad, and I'm not trying to fucking, be a bitch and just start name calling, but your SO father, whether it's true or not, or whether it's just wrong place, wrong time, fuck him. Um, but I understand his pain, I understand his irritation, and if I could go back, I would have handled stuff between him and me a whole lot different. Um, I'd be real. I mean, I mean, exactly what he told me to do, I would have done. Even though I think he was a little shit, I would have came up to him and said, "Hey, this is what's up. This is how it's going. What's up?" You know, because from that and from my point of view, your marriage was over. Um, and I didn't really care for you, and so it's the same kind of aspect that my ex and her girlfriend went through. I mean, her girlfriend wanted to tell me that my ex just painted me in a bad light, just ran my name to the mud, so she thought I was a piece of shit, and she believed my ex and just went along with the ride. And honestly, at least it's the same shit she pulled with me with Mike. Just so you know. So nothing new there. And I just figured that out just now, but I had a long time to think about things. I know. I mean, like me personally, I know I could break things, and I know it could take a lot. Um, so I don't need a fight. I got a mind. I could use it. Got a clean record. I'm gonna, hold it. Um, but doesn't mean I don't have skeletons in my closet. I'm 100%. I keep it real, 100%, and that's why I just don't understand this whole men versus women and abortions and relationships and how women think that they're just the automatically they're their number one parent, or they're the best parent, or just because they have that nurturing side. The guys have the realistic, logical side, and they got to come at it from a realistic, logical side, and that's more of a life aspect because life's not biased against you, and it's not rooting you on. It's not for you. It is how it is. Life doesn't give a shit who you are. It's gonna throw you a curveball, and how you deal with it, how you handle it, and how you come from it. All depends on you. Um, but I don't know. This video pretty much had to do with relationships and the whole thing. Because I just don't understand it. It started with the whole abortion thing because I don't understand why women think that the I can't fathom these women that are seeing these videos that call the baby that's inside of them a tumor. Because I mean, I don't know how many other guys out there, but I would love to feel the feeling that women have, the feel of baby being grown inside. I mean, can you just? I mean, that's a form of magic. I mean, like honestly, like what women's bodies do with a little bit of our potion is just incredible. I mean, a little bit of our DNA and their egg and their laboratory and their everything. I mean, and they create a life that has its own personal consciousness that's being formed and shaped by us. Or help shape. I mean, however you look at it, but you have a brand new human being that doesn't look like any other on here, that has his own beliefs and consciousness and hobbies and fingers and eyes and hair, and you just look at it as like it's a parasite, which I can understand it is. I mean, because it feeds off you to survive, but it's not an actual parasite. Right? And after 9 months, I mean, it's no different than a cat having a litter and a cow having a child. I mean, it's you. It's my DNA, my girl's DNA, thrown in a cauldron, and out comes a baby that's half mine and half her. I just don't understand women can just look at it as like it's bad that a child that's growing inside your stomach is the enemy, or how. And I'm not saying men can't use kids as pawns. I mean, not at all. But you women have it locked down. You guys locked down that game on using kids as pawns with guys. All right, like way, way more. All right, and you might not like what I say, but tell me I'm wrong. Like really, think about it for a minute and tell me I'm wrong. All right, and I know I sound misogynist, but like I don't hate women. All right, and in a logical aspects, I have every right to hate women. All right, but I also come from very realistic aspects. I know not all women are like women I know or have seen or dealt with. I've heard friends have dealt with. I mean, just because my friend told me something doesn't mean I'm gonna believe it. I'll hear him out. I'll try to help him through it. But it doesn't mean I don't. I mean, like, if I know my friend's full of shit, I'm not just gonna believe what he has to say about his girl. All right? I'm gonna like, dude, you know you're an ass. Like, knock it off. I'm not doing this fucking pity party with you. All right, guys, shut up. We don't get to do that pity party and just we can vent and we can be irritated. We don't get to have that pity party and get sympathy because our ex treat us bad, and we shouldn't. Just like women shouldn't, but they do, and that's not fair. But it is what it is. All right, like I've already. I mean, like I don't know. It's a trick question because like I'm not gonna say like I've forgiven her for what she did in the past and what she put my kids through and how she used my kids against me. But I'm not going to use it. I mean, I'm not trying to use it against her. I don't use it against her. I try to move past it. I'm going to hold you accountable if you try to act like a high horse. If you act like you like are just a saint and you can't do no wrong, I'm going to like, dude, check yourself. All right, we're going to live in reality. I fucked up. You screwed up. You fucked up. I screwed up. Like, we ain't perfect. Neither one of us. So stop trying to play that you're perfect. All right, that's my biggest aspects with it. Just stop trying to play like stop trying to call me out on my shit and then act like you're a saint. All right, you're not. All right, but I don't know. It's just all this relationship aspects and being married and finding the one you're supposed to be with, or finding the few that you're supposed to be with, or finding who you really are, and then trying to fucking raise kids to do all this stuff over again. Like, I mean, look at me in my ex's life and where we got and where we came to be. I mean, I don't want my kids to go through this shit. I know it's unavoidable. I know they're gonna go through shit. And just like our parents, I mean, their shit's gonna be worse. I mean, as times grow, I mean, problems get worse. I mean, our technologies get worse. Our understanding of people, our communication has gotten worse with each other. And then we're gonna pass that stuff down to our kids and I hope that they get it right. So I mean, I'm expecting my kids to fuck up. I mean, I'm not gonna like it. I'm not gonna be happy. I'm gonna wish they did better, but I mean, I'm never gonna turn my back on them. Um, I mean, I don't. That's one other thing, like with because like my ex has gone through a lot of stuff. There's certain things. It might be hard to look at my kid, like with JD Delay, 5150. Put out there is like, what if my kid, you know, raped somebody? How am I gonna handle it? Or my kid molested, a child, like just like my ex's uncle did to her and her sister. I mean, that's not the first ex that I've got with that has that kind of trauma in their life. I mean, I think I'm drawn to crazy trauma-filled women. Kind of like a weird kink, but also kind of like I want to be a Captain Sable home and fix them. Uh, I like damaged women because they're freaky, but I also like damaged women because I want to fix them, I want to help them. I want to be that black shadow knight, but I also want to be that knight in shining armor. Um, I mean, I want to be that shining armor more, especially now as I've gotten older and look back at my past, and I'm not happy with my choices, like I said. Um, but I made them. I did them. I'm not gonna lie that I didn't. Um, Made me who I am today. I like who I am today. Um, I had this conversation with somebody else. Is I mean, if you could go back and change your mistakes and your choices that you don't really care that you made, I mean, Would you? And where would you even start? And where would you stop? And who would you be after all the changes you made? And I mean, like, it's not like, building a character, like, you can just, like, okay, I'm going to change this, I'm going to change that, I'm going to change this. Who would I be? And then get a preview of who you would be, if you did it this way and that way, and then restart your life that way. I mean, it'd be nice, but it doesn't work that way. I mean, time travel, I mean, whether it's been existed or not, I'm not going to be able to use it. I'm not going to be able to go back. And even if I did, where would I stop? I mean, I have a lot of regrets. I mean, and decisions I wish I would have made differently. Paths I would have taken. Um, I mean, so many. I mean, I don't even know where to start. As you start thinking about your regrets, you start to look back and you're like, okay, that's where I'll start. And then you're like, oh, wait, no, there's that, and there's that, and there's that. Okay, well, then you just want to go back all the way to the beginning and just start over pretty much. But yeah, I'm 26 and 26 seconds, 26 minutes and 26 seconds. Um, I know I'm just rambling, but I mean, this has to do with, I mean, I don't know, midlife crisis, I guess I'll name this video. Because that's where I'm at right now. I'm 37, 3 years away from being 40. I mean, when my oldest is 18, I'll be 50. I mean, and as time goes on, by the time I think I'm 60, 65, I think maybe 70, I think all my kids will be 18 at least. And I mean, and by 75, that will be, we'll say 35 years. I mean, that will be the year 2050 something. I mean, that's another thing, like, it's 2023. I was born in 1986. I never really thought about it until the last 3 to 5 maybe years at least. I never really thought about, what the world would be like, when I'm 30. 18, I was just too busy having fun, fucking and doing drugs and living life and being stupid. But I never had a criminal record. I didn't do anything crazy like that. But I was just enjoying life, being a dirty hippie, I guess. Just fucking and doing drugs and being young and wild. I mean, never thought about where I would be, when I was 30 and 35, almost 40 and 50. What year it would be when I was that age. And then now, for the last 5 years at least, that's all I think about. I mean, I also never thought I would do meth, but then here comes weed, here comes meth, here comes liquor, here comes a little bit of heroin. I've done acid, shrooms, wet, DMT. I mean, gone through, been married, divorced, kids, uh, losing a kid from SIDS, and then this year I get maybe a phone call from my ex-wife telling me that Trinity was never mine. Dealing with an ex that fucking wants to rob guys in a hotel when they're drunk, when they're high. My kids have been in 3, 4 cars that lit on fire. My ex would run to my apartment knowing that I'll let her in with my kids because her girlfriend wants to beat her and give her a fat lip. Last time I saw her come to my door, her girlfriend was first, a girl that I met on a website trying to hook up with. Ended up being friends and drug dealer and helping her find drugs and then introducing her to my family and having her and my girl get close and then want to get together. Then she wants to turn spiteful on my ex when they have no right to be. Have the court system just fuck me over and as I'm like, dealing with this stuff, somewhat getting clean, freshly clean, you know. I mean, I already got clean by myself before I got with my ex. Because, I mean, I let go of the drugs, I let go of my black book, I let go of all the women I was talking to get with her, and start a life with her, just to have her play me while we were together. Talk to her ex-husband, calling me insecure because I didn't want him to work on the car. I wanted to do that, but I didn't know anything about cars. Trying to learn shit on my own. Nobody wanted to teach me, but I'm insecure. Trying to find work, but the easy, her stepdad was living in our house at the time. Could have gave me work because he had work, constantly, but didn't want to bring me on work. But he wanted to bring all these hoochies that he was trying to fuck over the place, and he wanted to give them work. And then it was my fault because I couldn't find work. Um, yeah, definitely gonna name this one midlife crisis because that's where I'm at right now. I just, like I said, I'm not perfect, but I just don't think I'm that bad. How most people want to portray me and think they understand who I am. I mean, don't get me wrong, I could be a fucking nightmare if you push me. I mean, I'll flip you over and fucking make you think twice. I have no problem. Um, but I don't do it without a reason. I don't act up without a reason. I don't get loud without a reason. I don't do shit without a reason. If I'm coming at you sideways, trust and believe you did something to make me want to come at you sideways. I might not be able to tell you what that was right off the bat, but you did something to fucking make me fly off the hinge. Um, but I don't know. 32 minutes and 42 seconds. I'm just rambling. I mean, I've had a beer and a beer and a half, so I like to talk a lot when I'm, especially when I was high. But now that I'm drunk and or kind of or kind of drunk and stoned, I'm kind of blab. But I mean, this is me sober or not. Um, I mean, sober as liquor and all that. I mean, about a year clean. My my 1.5-year old is pretty much my time clock. When she hits 2, I'll have 2 years clean. When she hits 3, I'll have 3 years clean. When she hits 4, I'll have 4 years clean. So as her age grows, so does my sobriety. So she's definitely from meth at least and all the big drugs, not the legal ones that cause just as much problems as, the heavy ones. I mean, liquor is no different. And honestly, weed is probably the best out of all the mix, but it's still a problem in our community. I smoke weed, I drink, and it helps me, level out and relax and think and contemplate and just be for a minute, you know, without everything just flying through my head. Helps me focus, but it's just as bad as meth and heroin, and nothing can touch fentanyl. Fentanyl is just destroying our cities, just killing everybody. I mean, the crime is just crazy now. And this is the world that I'm supposed to feel comfortable, let my kids go live out in one day. They have to deal with guys like me, guys worse than me, to deal with women that I've dealt with, to deal with women that are worse. And then women that are just just boring. I mean, men that are just irritating to deal with a society and political view aspects, foundation of reality that we're supposed to enjoy being involved in. A system that is so screwed up that's not even funny. And this is just in America. I mean, this is just what we're going through. Can you imagine, um, like over in Ukraine when they have missiles being launched in their living room? I think right now I could have a missile being launched in my living room. Or Russia, I don't know what the hell that nutcase is, contemplating. I don't even know. I mean, I know Putin because he's known, but I don't even know who Ukraine's president person is. But, North Korea, being its whack nut, paranoid ass. America's president is a fucking pedophile that's lost his fucking mind, that doesn't even know where he's at. I mean, I don't support Republican or Democrat. I think that they're the same person. I don't care who's in office; it's all the same house. I mean, I don't get Republican, Democrat, and third party. I don't understand it. And all they do is fucking just yammer and bitch like high school students trying to get prom king and queen, just slandering each other. I mean, that's what we are. I mean, like this whole America is a big drama junkie fucking fest. Everybody just wants to tear everybody down instead of just, and I understand, drugs and shit like that and trauma and shit you've been through kind of alters your mindset and all that. But that, what's the excuse for all these laws that are being passed by sober heads, that are supposed to be able to be the wall against stupidity and idiocy and crazy and nutbags and drama and drugs? I mean, and people that are supposed to, the pastors that are supposed to be the shepherd of God's people and lead us and be more direct and getting people, I'm sorry, but in a way, getting people's faces and just call them out like, hey, you know, knock this shit off. Just be real with somebody, have compassion, understand for what they're going through. But it's like the quote, just become kind. Don't consider my kindness a weakness. Just because I'm compassionate, don't mean I'm not gonna be real with you. Like I understand that you're going through shit, but what does that shit have to do with me? What does this have to do with me? And if we're friends, then you should be able to come to me when you're dealing with shit. Because like how bad is that? Like you have friends that are on drugs, and you're supposed to be caring and all that, and loving and there for your friends. But if they steal from you, oh no, fuck that. I can't hang out with them because they stole $20 from me, or they stole, and I understand like if your friends stole your kid's Xbox, like you're gonna be a little pissed, you know. But but like deep down, really, like, is that Xbox that were your kids really worth their life? Like they're on drugs, they on a bad spot, and got their conscience is not working right, and their aspects of reality isn't computing with them. All they're thinking about is themselves, and I get that selfish. Taking the Xbox is fucking just, it hurts. But what are they going through that got them to be at that point to think it was okay to steal your child's Xbox? How low is their judgment right now to think stealing candy from a kid is okay? And shit, you fucking find out what drug dealer fucking they sold your kid's Xbox with. I'll fucking go down there and fucking with you and either pay to get it back or help you take it back. I mean, however you want to handle it. Those are our two options. We either pay for it, I'll help you, this the just to avoid drama, or I'll help you take it and we can have some fun. Like, but that's on your ball court. I got your back because I said I'm your family. I said I'm your friend. I have your back. So if you want to go down there, I'm with you. Just let me know how you want to handle it before we get down there, so I know how I have to set my mind. All right, because I have no problem fucking taking shit back. I don't give a shit if Johnny or fucking Bobby fucking sold you. That's mine. That's my kids. So I'm either gonna buy it for you for a nice price because you're a nice guy, or I'm gonna take it one way or another. You know. But then you have to go in this whole complex because you have to deal with all these fucking drug addicts that like want to fucking fly off the hinge or fucking try to stab you or possibly try to shoot you. And then you have to contemplate, I mean, is this Xbox really worth your life? You know, I mean, I know it sucks, but you could go get another one. Or you could. You can go get another Xbox. And just be real with your son and say, hey, something happened to it. I'm going to have to get you another one. I know it sucks. You have to redo all those games, but dad will handle it okay. You'll have an Xbox soon. Just give me a minute. All right. And that teaches your kid, I mean, like, when your kid gets older, you can have a chit chat with him, more realistic, aspects. It's like, hey, Uncle Bob, well, during that time that your Xbox was missing, he was dealing with some stuff. He wasn't himself. You have fun with him now, right? You have good times with him now, right? Yeah. Well, he was going through stuff, man. He stole your Xbox. All right. All right. And he's not happy about it. He's not happy about who he used to be. All right. That's why he does all this stuff. All right. But he just can't bring himself to say that to you. All right. He just he doesn't he hates himself for that. He hates himself for who he became. Dealing with the stuff and what he did. Dealing with that stuff. He's not happy with who he is. So just you know, and honestly, like you can bring your kids, to him and just say, hey. I told him you were going through stuff. I didn't tell him a lot, but I told him you were dealing with some stuff and you were the one that stole his Xbox back in the day. I wanted him to understand, so how do you want to handle this? And, depending on your kid's mentality and his age, will depend on how much you can involve him in a thought process, and you can explain to him basically, like, what you were going through and how we handled it, and you're not happy with what you did, and that you apologize, and that, you're trying to make up for it by doing things with him. Not because you feel guilty, for doing it, so you're doing that pity kind of shit. Like you feel guilty for doing it, not that, but that you feel like shit because you went that low and stole your nephew's Xbox. And then you don't have to like worry about like finding, like your uncle like stole the Xbox from your kid, and and instead of trying to be there for him, you just like fuck his ass, cut him, cut him loose, and then a week later he ends up dying off that sack that he got from the person he got the drugs from. And now you can't fix that relationship. Your kid's uncle is no longer here. You know, that it's a wound that will never truly be like it's like a scar that's healed up but it itches, you know, like you'll never be able to get that itch out, and it will haunt you, and then you know maybe you pick up the bubble because you just have regret on not seeing it this way or understanding that, or just all forms of regret, or even deflecting regret, where you like, why couldn't you come to me? Like you knew I would have been there for you. Why wouldn't you have come to me? Or, God, I wish I would have went to him, and now he's not here. And uncle aspects, it's just, but you can go from, a mom. You could use a story and just flip it to a mom or a dad or his older brother, and don't even change anything but that. Just change the main character from uncle to your dad or your mom or your brother or your sister or even just a friend, and then look at it from that aspects. That maybe they're going through something and they just don't know how to handle it. They don't know how to deal with it. I mean, because I don't believe anybody wakes up one day and just decides to go do drugs or all that. I mean, and I'm not gonna say like maybe not one or two or here and there, but I find it really hard that people that just wakes up one day. I think something or some things come to break you, or something or some things come to lead you astray, and you end up finding your ass in a fucking meth pipe, and the next thing you know, you're fired. You got a drug addiction, and you're on the streets, living in a tent, mm, not knowing what to make of your life, and just say fuck it. I mean, and then you got other people out there they're just lazy and just enjoy the drugs. But I think if you actually look deep down, I mean, I think you'll find something that started it, that got them to just say fuck it and just do drugs. I mean, mine was fucking my daughter that passed away. I mean, I went to a hotel, got on drugs for 3 days, did meth, fucking spent $200, left the hotel, didn't touch it for 5 years. Ended up touching it because I got with a girl that was doing it, and then after that, I became a fucking demon, and ruthless. Found out more about myself and who I was and what I was capable of. Still have a clean record though. I mean, just stupid shit, but nothing that I got caught for, nothing that got me caught. So I count myself blessed and lucky on that. Um, but it doesn't make me any better than somebody that did. 'Cause that reminds me of the whole aspects when I got one of my exes was talking to somebody, I think, and I ended up talking with them, and they told me I wasn't a real juggalo because I don't have a criminal record. The last time I checked, fucking, juggalos were ninjas. They were supposed to be in and out, not get caught. The whole aspect of ninjas is not to be seen. So I never really understood why I was not a juggalo because I didn't have a criminal record. I think I was a better criminal than you were because I didn't get caught. You did, but you know, no bragging. I mean, crime is crime. I mean, I wish we didn't have crime, but I understand that the human aspects is half white, half black, darkness and light. I mean, we are both, and depending on the wolf you feed, the right kind of meal and the right amount and the more will depend on the wolf's, strength and which ones will devour your conscious to shape you into the man you are gonna be, the man you should have been. But I don't know. I got 15 minutes of just rambling, and I don't know. It's just definitely gonna name this one midlife crisis and call it a day after it hits 50, maybe, which is another 40 seconds. Um, but yeah, this started off to be like about abortions, I think, in relationships and how men and women we need to have a real talk. I guess men can try to hold back their, just direct aspects, and women can shut the fuck up and not be so emotional and have a real talk. about everything. And not how you feel, but how it is. I mean, because guys are gonna tell you fucking how it is, and you're either gonna fucking accept it or continue on your path where you are. And how's that doing? Because I mean, like, if you watch my other videos, I mean, I think I'm pretty straightforward how I think men and women should be. I mean, and how I mean, abortion is murder. I understand I understand that it is black and white like that, but it's also not black and white like that because it's not cut and dry like that, but it is. I mean, it's a touchy subject. Um, I know there's different outcomes and how, you're probably gonna maybe have an abortion, but in aspects, there's only one reason that 90% of abortions happen. That's because women want to be sluts and guys want to fuck them. And I'm sorry, but I'm with Pearl. Like, U.S., like, we have the ability to wear a condom. That's it. And you can either let us come inside of you or not. Like, if you're not gonna wear a condom, then I'm not fucking you. And if you haven't vetted the guy enough um, to know that you can trust this man to leave the condom on, not try to pull a Houdini trick, then you shouldn't have been fucking him. And I don't think he should be fucking him. I think it was, yeah, Auntie from Pearl. Um, like, if you get in a relationship, your end goal is to get married to this person and have a family, kids and a life and build a life with this person. So, I mean, if you don't see this person as somebody that you want to commit to or submit to or be with and have kids with and have a life with, then why are you with them? But I don't know. I think I'll just end it here. Been already talking for almost an hour. And we'll see how this video, goes. Later, people. Have a good night.